Busy people getting fit in Fulshear, Texas. Our aim is to help you look better, feel better, and perform better as quickly as possible. I'm your host, Brian White with Blue Eagle Fitness and Nutrition. Welcome. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. It is like 1,000 degrees outside. It is July 11th. Yeah, July 11th. I know, the temperature is only going to hit 100, not 1,000. I'm overstating it a little bit. I think with the heat index, it's going to hit 113. Okay, glad I'm inside. And hope you are too. Got a great question the other day. We have a company, a business in Fulshear that has opened up, and they have a DEXA scan. So the question is, hey, is that useful? How should I get on it? What will that tell me? So if you don't know, a DEXA scan, dual energy X-ray absorptiometer. That is what a DEXA scan is. What it does is you lay on a table and an arm passes over you, and that arm has like a low level and a high level X-ray beam. So there are two X-ray beams, dual energy two, and between those two beams, you will get back a lot of information on your body as the arm passes over you. So having just said all that, for about 5 or 6 years, getting a DEXA scan was part of my annual physical. It no longer is, and we'll get into that in just a minute. But I have a lot of data of my DEXA scan versus my InBody results versus what I had at the time, which was an ARIA scale, which is one of those scales. The ARIA scale is a Fitbit scale, but it's one where you can stand on and it runs a current through your body and gives you a body fat percentage. I put that in quotes, and I'll explain that in a minute. So I have all this. I have about 5 or 6 years of data comparing the three methods. So I thought I would share with you what I know, what I've learned from my own personal experience, and also from my research, just so you can make the best decision for yourself. So to start with, a DEXA scan, the medical community considers that the gold standard of understanding your body mass. So I'm talking about bone density. The DEXA scan is usually used for our senior adult population, measuring bone loss, osteoporosis, and the Medicare pays for a DEXA scan once every 2 years. To prevent bone loss, by the way, we need to lift heavy things. That doesn't matter how old you are, but to improve your bone health and bone stability and bone strength, you need to be lifting heavy things, whatever heavy is to you. But it's probably like, if you're not in the gym working out, then you're probably not lifting heavy enough. And I don't care if you're 8, 28, or 88. You need to be lifting heavier things. But the DEXA scan will measure bone density. It will also measure lean body mass. So lean body mass is everything in your body besides your fat. So we're talking about bones. We're talking about your organs. We're talking about your lean mass, your skeletal muscle mass, the muscle that moves your skeleton. That's the muscles that we care about the most. It will measure all of that. It will also measure your body fat. And it will give you, I'm going to show you my results. I'll see how well it shows up in the screen. I'm going to compare some results that I had back in 2018. And if you know me, I've never been too large of a person. But there you get this result. There we go. And you get this picture. And in this picture, it will tell you where all of your fat is. Isn't that exciting? Because maybe you don't know. But we'll get into more about the DEXA scan. The DEXA scan is a phenomenal tool. It gives you a lot of information. But one of those pieces of information is it will tell you exactly where your body fat is. I have never met anyone. I've never met a prospect. I've never met a client. I've never met a friend, a family member. I've never met anyone who does not know where their fat is. So for the most part, that's extraneous information. The DEXA scan will very accurately give you, but is it worth the cost? And I'll go ahead and step into that right now. The cost for a DEXA scan, I did a quick search. The place in Fulshear, I think, costs about $125 a scan. I found one that's in more central Houston that's $85 a scan. As I said earlier, Medicare will cover it for our senior adults, one scan every 2 years. So your insurance may have different policies on exactly how much it's going to cost, but it's going to be your most expensive option. The main reasons is that it's a more sophisticated piece of equipment. You are going to lay on it. It's like a dual x-ray machine going over you. You will have a technician who is operating it, so you're going to have to pay for someone's time to operate on the computer console as you're laying there, and you can't move. You have to be completely still. But that is going to be your most expensive option. It is considered to be the gold standard option, and it will tell you a lot of information. In fact, let's just keep going through the information. Let me get my sheet out here. So this was back in 2018, the last time I had a DEXA scan. And as I said earlier, so you will get a little printout of your body, and there it is, yellow. At this point, we'll get into this, but these results, I'm at 12% body fat. So there's not a lot of yellow on here, and that's good. I didn't want a lot of yellow. In fact, from 2017, I'm most proud. I'm very proud of these results, by the way, because from 2017 to 2018, I figured out my nutrition. That was a big year for me. And I went from, I'd lost 13 pounds of fat, and it was all fat, in fact. Actually, I'm sorry. I lost 1 pound of muscle, and I lost 12 pounds of fat that year. I went from 18.3% body fat down to 12.2% body fat. So I'm very happy with those results. If we compare that, the same day I got on the InBody, and those results are right here, the same day. The results are almost identical. A couple of things to keep in mind which can throw them off a little bit is that the DEXA scan has me a half an inch taller. I don't know why. There's no way in this world I was a half an inch taller on the same day. I am 5'7", and the DEXA scan has me at 5'7.5". And then the other is that the DEXA scan has me weighing a total of 154.7 pounds, and my weight on the InBody was 155.9 pounds. It's going to be due to some water weight. They were done on the same day, but at different times. And I was wearing more clothes on the InBody. On the DEXA scan, at least when I did it, I was in nothing but a gown, a little light gown. I did not strip naked for the InBody. I had taken my socks and shoes off, of course, but I was in shorts and t-shirt when I took it. So that probably added a little bit of weight. But having said that, my percent body fat on the InBody was 10.1% versus the DEXA scan, which came in at 12.7%. So off about 2.5% on body fat. In total pounds of fat, the InBody had me at 15.7, and the DEXA scan had me at 12.7. So there's a 3-pound difference in fat when it came to my DEXA scan versus my InBody result. And that also meant that there was about 1.4 pound difference in lean muscle mass. The reality is that for most of us, this is not a big discrepancy. Certainly it wasn't for me. It isn't going to be for you. I mean, if you need to lose 30 pounds, 20 pounds, 15 pounds, that extra 2 pounds that may or may not be showing up in an InBody is, for the most part, isn't really going to impact us. We want to be seeing trends. Are we losing weight? Are we losing fat? Are we building muscle? And we can see that from InBody results. The piece that I really thought was cool was as I mentioned, the DEXA scan will tell us exactly everything about our body composition, including where it is in our bodies, our arms, our legs, and our trunk. Now, again, I'll show you again a little picture with the DEXA scan. It will show you all that. You can see my bones in there as well, where they are in my body. The InBody is not going to be quite that specific in terms of giving you information. Sorry, I had to pick up my InBody result. But I was most impressed with the InBody will tell us our segmental lean analysis. So that is right here in this section. This tells us it breaks our lean mass out by segments. So our left arm, our left leg, our right leg, and our trunk. And what was really cool is that when I compare our arms to my legs to my trunk, my arms came in at the exact same lean mass. My legs came in at exactly the same amount of lean mass, InBody versus DEXA scan, and the trunk was different by 1.4 pounds. That's pretty good. I mean, that's quite amazing. We were talking about cost earlier. It's going to cost roughly $100 plus tax for using a DEXA scan. InBody, if you are not part of the gym, then it costs $39 a month. And that gives you 2 scans a month. I recommend every 2 weeks. If you are part of the gym, and that can be in any capacity, nutrition coaching, as a personal training client, as a small group training client, either in any of those capacities, you get on the InBody for free. And basically, the only difference in data is going to be between 1.5 to 3 pounds. So that's the benefit to the InBody, is that it's a lot more cost effective, much cheaper than the DEXA scan. The other piece is that a DEXA scan, I think it took 15 to 20 minutes. I may be wrong on that. Well, I mean, my data is about 5 years old, 5.5 years old. And it took me about 15 to 20 minutes of laying on the table without moving. With the InBody, it can give you very similar results in less than a minute. Hop on or take your socks and shoes off, hop on, grab the handles, push go, and you'll get your result in a nice little printout. The last thing I'll talk about are the scales that you get usually at Walmart or Target or Amazon, which is post-COVID. That's where we get everything. Those are where you stand on it, and then it gives you your body fat percentage. Those, I like to think of those as random number generators. Those things are worthless. Back when I had lost the weight from 2017 to 2018, you saw the weight differences show up in my InBody results and in my DEXA scan. The results I had an ARIA scale. It's a Fitbit. It's the Fitbit version of that type of scale. It said I had lost no body fat, which was completely wrong, right? So those scales, because they're only sending one current through you, and then they're referencing it, they're running some algorithms to try to reference it to other populations that have been measured actually on DEXA scans, and so they're trying to correlate just one data point, which is super hard and almost impossible to do, and they do not do them well. In my opinion, they're a complete waste of money. If you want to scale at home, just buy the regular $10 scale that just tells you your weight. So I hope that answers your questions. If it doesn't, leave a comment or two, and I will address them later in the future. Just to summarize, a DEXA scan is the gold standard. It is going to tell you a lot more information, a lot more specific information than any other method available, including a bod pod. I mean, really in all of them. It's going to be your best option. It is also going to be your most expensive option. I think a Bentley is the greatest car ever made. I can't afford a Bentley. Or if I could, I wouldn't want to spend the $300,000 on a Bentley. But, so the InBody, cheaper, more convenient, and will give you almost the exact same information. And then that scale that you can get at Target or Walmart for $50 to $150, I consider to be a complete waste of money. So I hope you find this helpful, and I hope you have a great day. Bye. You can get every episode of Busy People Getting Fit wherever you listen to your podcast or on YouTube. You can also reach us at busypeoplegettingfit.com. Until next time, thank you for listening.